Yes, everyone, we are done with setting up the final run of this marathon, and it's gonna be The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. And if I'm correct, it's no item manipulation or wrong warps by Jelster64. So, let's give it up for him, and perhaps he gets world record, as Chad just mentioned.
Nice joke. The Finum still cast, right? Or has someone donated more?
Let me quickly see if we still got any donations in. Nope, it is still Cass.
All right, cast it is. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm Jelster, and this is gonna be Ocarina of Time, no item manipulation, no wrong warp. So first of all, let's just explain what that even means. Item manipulation is this umbrella term for a couple glitches that allow you to glitch items into your inventory. We can't use that. We have to get every item legitimately from the original location in the game. Then wrong warp, that's a thing in this game. We can't do that either. So with those restrictions, what's needed to beat this game? Well, you have to beat Ganondorf, the second to last boss battle. And that's kind of a problem, because to beat Ganondorf, you need to fire a light arrow. And light arrows kind of take a lot of stuff. Like, first of all, to get the light arrows themselves, you need to beat the final 2 dungeons. And the game only checks for the final 2 dungeons. You don't need to beat any other ones. Yeah, you need to beat 2 dungeons, first of all, so that's quite a lot of stuff. Then, also, you'll need a bow to fire a light arrow, and the bow is somewhere in the Forest Temple, so you have to go there. You also need magic to fire a light arrow, and to get magic, you need Zelda's Lullaby, so we need to get all that. And we also need to get explosives, because explosives are like glitch ammo in Ocarina of Time. A lot of glitches depend on explosives. So, yeah, we're going to get those as well. So pretty much that whole laundry list, what that boils down to is just a pretty nice and short category that has a bit of dungeon gameplay. I think it's rather comparable to any % categories for other games like Majora's Mask any %, or Mario Sunshine any %. Both in length, because it's about 1 hour 15 minutes, and in substance as well, because it's short, but it's still long enough that it teaches you most of the basic stuff you need to learn most long categories in the game. Like Ocarina of Time any %, it's 17 minutes long. You barely do anything. You don't even get explosives, even though it's such an integral item for most runs. A lot of these shorter Ocarina of Time runs aren't great at teaching you basic things about the game, and No I Am Wrong Warp does do that. And for that reason, No I Am Wrong Warp is very popular, both with beginners and advanced players as well.
Mind if I quickly bump in with a donation?
Oh, I bonked. Go right on ahead.
We just got a €4.20 donation from Kai saying, "Hey, Ella, good luck with your Nintendo run. Is this on your new Wii? Love, Kai, Kian, and Domas." I think you know them.
I know them. They introduced me into speedrunning. Great people. Oh, whoops. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is just get Sword and Shield, like normal. The one thing about this split that's kind of interesting is that the rupee route that's going to be used was newly discovered in 2018, which is pretty amazing because it's part of so many runs. It's been used so much, and still there was room to optimize like half a second more. It really shows off that like there's always more time to shave off everywhere.
So while you're crawling through this tight space, we just received a €10 donation from Twitch of Anthony, saying, do a front flip.
I will eventually. Okay, nice that I got that. That's a little frame-perfect jump slash to get on top of this bridge. Okay, so now we're gonna get the sword and shield. We're supposed to go beat Deku Tree now, the first dungeon, but we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna escape the forest. So the thing I'm gonna use that for that is ESS position. Basically, if you push your analog stick like very slightly away from the neutral position, then it goes into this like shuffling state, and that state has an interesting property. Whoops. Momentum is preserved while you do it. Go really fast. Cool. Okay, so I just escaped the forest. That trick I did right there was infinite sword glitch. Basically what that is you interrupt your crouch stab on the final frame, and then by talking to the NPC, and then your sword just stays active indefinitely. Right there was used to escape the forest, but it's going to be used all over the run for all kinds of different purposes. It actually has a lot of useful properties to it. ISG.
So, Jelster, someone in chat is mentioning it already, like, you're moving backwards a lot. Doesn't have any special reason.
That's faster, yeah. Like, walking around normally has a speed of 5.5 as child, whereas back walking has a speed of 8.25, so it's actually quite a bit faster. Rolling and side-hopping are also fast. It's just that back walking is the fastest, but you have to, like, turn around to do it, so it's better over longer distances, whereas for shorter distances, you just use side-hops and rolls. I hit my reset button with my e-reader. Can we start over?
Well, can we start over?
I'm so sorry for that.
I think we can, yeah.
Wow, that sounds anticlimactic.
Looking at that guy, you ready again, buddy?
I'm gonna just turn my Wii away a little bit here. Great. Should I do the whole spiel that I did for the intro last time again?
Well, if you don't have anything to say, I have a few things. So just let me know if you want me to fill up the time.
Yeah, well, there's many cutscenes coming up where we can do that as well. This category, that's one of the downsides of this category. It has a lot of cutscenes. Yeah, for the time being, I guess I could talk about the recent history that this category's been through. It's actually kind of been an interesting ride. Because like in March of 2016, pretty much the record was 1:15:59, and it stayed that way for like over 2 years, which is quite a long time for such a competitive category and such a competitive speed game. And the main reason that record went uncontested for so long is that the route was just ruthless. Like, eventually we're gonna get bomb shoes, and you had no extra bomb shoes in that old route. Like, if you wasted one bomb shoe, you had to reset. And there were just a couple other tricks that were just really hard to all do in one attempt, while also being fast. As yeah, the boat skip in Shadow Temple was just really hard. Spirit Boss Key skip was really hard. Spirit Hover was hard as always. And so the category, a lot of people grinded, but no one even got 116, even though the record was 115. That changed. That didn't even change in April 2017. In April 2017, hookshot jump was found, which saved 1 chew in the route, so you had like 1 extra chew, which was a little bit better. But still, no one got a record until 2018. Because in April of 2018, they found a new boat skip in Shadow Temple, which saved 2 more chews. So now you had 3 chews to waste. That made the route a lot better. And then 2 months later, a new trick was found that made another really hard trick. It was like an alternative for a really hard trick with similar speed. That's when the category really came out of its dark era and became super nice again. You know what? Resetting in Child does feel like the authentic No I Am Wrong warp experience. I'll tell you that much. If I can get this frame perfect jump slash again, I'll be happy. Okay. I think this is better than last run so far. It is possible to clip through that guy like that, but it's kind of tricky. Okay, so we're back in this spot. I guess I'll actually explain the thing where I slide back really fast again. So, you guys have position, the thing where Link just kind of shuffles in place. You push very slightly from the neutral position. Link just kind of shuffles in place, and no momentum is preserved. So all you have to do is get speed in some way, and then preserve it. Do that. And there's many ways to get speed. Right there, you saw it by using jump slash recoil. But you can also do it with like bomb tricks, any other ways. You can also do it from a crouch stabbing at a really slow one.
So while you escape the forest, do you get time for some donations?
I can have one, then I'll start talking again.
Our boy Ricolt just donated €5 saying, "Hi streamer, resetting in run is what you do in Majora's Mask. Wrong game!"
Okay, so this part we have to wait. Okay, so we're in Hyrule Field. Time of day passes. So we can't enter the castle until it's nighttime. So we have to wait for nighttime anyway. Consequently, I can just take my sweet time in Hyrule Field and still be optimal, which makes it a great opportunity to show off some swag strats. This inverted camera is really fun. You can see the owl in the top right flying away even. Makes a little more of a cinematic experience. And in the top left, boom, he appears on the tree. That owl's a really fast flyer. By the way, whoops. Try that again. Okay, while you're doing ESS, the game considers Link to be busy, so that owl won't talk to us. Which is nice because while text boxes are up, time of day does not pass. So the only way to optimize Hyrule Field movement is to skip owls. Okay, so I'm in Kakariko Village. Why am I here? Well, we're gonna go into bottom of the well, and you're not supposed to be able to go in there until very late in the game. You have to like get a song as adult Link and then drain the well. Instead, I'm just gonna stand here and wait for Navi. And a jump slash, and at the end of a jump slash, Link kind of just steps back. And while he steps back, I'm gonna talk to Navi. Then Link just falls all the way to the bottom because water doesn't really work while you're talking to Navi. That allows us to enter bottom of the well early. So in bottom of the well, I'm going to just use ISG again for one purpose. When you shield damage in midair with ISG, you will hover in midair. There's ISG. My sword glowing. By the way, there's this shallow water all over the place. Make a mental note of this shallow water. It's going to be very important later. Okay, so I'm going to hover off of that guy, and I'm going to hover really close to the edge. Okay, I'm going to explain this later. But because I was falling while holding Ocarina, this floor down here didn't load, and everything on the top floor did not unload, including the shallow water, which extends infinitely downward, so I can use it to like float back up. I'm going to do this to clip through the ceiling. And this is the entire point of going to bottom of the well. I can get bomb shoes here. And like I said earlier, explosives are like glitch ammo in this game. We're going to need a lot of them. And I just saved and reset my console because that's a faster way to leave bottom of the well than just walking out. Okay, so I just tried pulling my sword before entering the water. That's a little swag thing called quick draw. I can now pull my sword here without slashing. It's gonna appear in my hand. Okay, so this owl that we just skipped earlier, it's still here. We're gonna try to skip him again. Okay, while you're targeting stuff, the game also considers Link to be busy. So we just skipped him a second time. Okay, this drawbridge is going to close behind us now. But while you're not looking at it, it is not actually loaded. So see that this chain is still here. And boom! That's why it doesn't matter how much time you waste in Hyrule Field. That trick right there. And the reason I had to wait for night is to get those rupees on top of that drawbridge. I need 80 rupees in total to buy the Hylian shield later. There's 20 more guaranteed rupees in this chest over here. And now we got more, another area where time passes and we have to wait for day before we can enter this.
Oh lord, not the owl. He is so annoying.
I accidentally pressed yes and had him talk again. The owl is hard. Okay, so I'm gonna take damage on purpose here. You'll see why very soon. Okay, so to get past these guards, I could just walk the normal route and not waste any time at all, but I'm gonna flex a little more. Okay, so you see where those two polygons like interact? You can just kind of inch your way up there. Like I said, you can make it perfectly like as soon as day pass, as night is over. Normal movement as well. Okay, nice that I got that. If I failed that, that would have been bad. Guess now we have guards, which is like an RNG part.
Am I correct that if you stay at like the fence or something and keep on side hopping, you skip like all of them?
Well, they can still see you if they. Okay, I can side up past this guy. They can still kind of see you sometimes. Sometimes they have laser vision, and sometimes they just don't see you at all. And I'm just gonna wait for this guy. You can just kind of side hop past him. Okay, that was good. I was very scared that I would get stuck at guards for ages and ages. Okay, so now we're at Zelda. Yeah, there was actually... Okay, if I failed that damage boost up there, I would have taken damage. And so I wouldn't be able to do a damage boost again, because I would have died. That's why failing that damage boost was very scary. So I'm very happy that I got that. Now we got a couple minutes of cutscenes, so this is a good time for donations.
So yeah, we received a €1 donation from Hapkainen Nama, saying 399 is such a bad number. Let's make it a better one. So that donation would have put us on 400. And then X will mark the place, donated €10, saying best of luck with SS Black's GG. And stay clear of that really happy reset button. Full Wasteland has or reset. So you might want to explain that last comment, because
yeah, the Haunted Wasteland is this place where there's void zones all around you, or if you walk in them, you void out and you go back to the start. And you're supposed to get the Lens of Truth in the bottom of the well, so you can see a ghost, and you have to follow the ghost to get through the correct path of the wasteland. You can also just memorize your way through. That's what I'm going to do. But if you want to do even better than that, you can Hess all the way through. Problem is that you have to... the position is like very slightly from neutral. You have to like go back and forth between left and right, and I can't do that.
So you go for the easy way out.
Yeah, I just hold ESS like this, like with the side thumb method. More consistent for me.
So yeah, we just received a €5 donation from Choppa70 saying €5 question mark? Well, yeah, you just donated €5. And that puts us on 420 in total.
Yay, that's a nice number.
So I think that before the end of this run, which is roughly an hour from now, we can reach that 500 mark, can't we?
I'll just keep it at 420 the whole time. But it's a meme number, come on, it's fun.
I know more meme numbers.
Everyone's screaming meme numbers.
Yeah, so Jelster.
Yeah.
Those few people on the couch there. They were talking about how cute Zelda looked in his green outfit. Should we send them out?
Nah, he does look very cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna die and enter this cutscene on the same frame. It's gonna give me the song, but skip the cutscene. That's the reason I damaged down earlier. And now we can just go talk to Impa and leave this place. Yeah, the entire reason we got Zelda's Lullaby is to get magic to Firelight Rose, like I said earlier. Whoops, almost walks up the chain. So we have nothing left to do as Child now except buy a Hylian Shield. Okay, so here we have the Temple of Time, which contains the Master Sword that will make us adult. Now you're supposed to get you beat the 3 child dungeons, then get the Song of Time, and then open the door of time that way. But we're not gonna do that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, wait, you're not gonna do the dungeons? How are you gonna get the sword?
Cool. Okay, that's like a bit. But yeah, that's a backwards side hop out of bounds and then jump slash back in. I'm happy that I jump slashed early and not late, because if I jump slashed late, I would have voided out. I would have like fallen all the way down to the bottom, and then that would cost more time. Yeah, now we have another 4-minute cutscene coming up. As you can imagine, typically after guards, that's a very nice point to reset. Because if your run's bad at that point, then it's not really worth sitting through like a bunch of cutscenes, like 8 minutes of cutscenes. With just a little bit of gameplay in between.
And lots of cutscenes.
Yeah.
There's still no way to skip them?
There's many ways to skip cutscenes in this game. Not this one specifically. But a few cutscene skips are actually banned in this category. The Shadow and Spirit cutscene skip, specifically. So another thing about this category is the name. It first started out as No RBA. Then Wrong Warp got found in 2012. So then the name changed to No RBA Wrong Warp. Then GIM got found in 2015, and then it got renamed to No IM Wrong Warp, which is what it is now. Remember how I said that those cutscene skips are banned? Well, people figured out that those cutscene skips, they were banned because people thought they were wrong warps, which they're not. It's been proven now that they're not. So a few people were saying, well, technically, it's not a wrong warp, so we should just allow it, right? Then a lot of discussion erupted from that, and the end result is that we're now renaming the category again. Very soon, the name No I Am Wrong Warp will be gone, and it will be replaced with either GSR or SSG. GSR standing for Ganondorf source requirements, and SSG stands for Shadow Spirit Ganondorf. I prefer SSG, so I hope that one makes it, but...
Sounds like a complicated bunch of naming.
It's a complicated bunch of naming, because for the longest time, people have tried to like name it around the restrictions. And if you do that, glitches will keep on being found. So you're just going to keep changing the name forever and ever. People just wanted to settle on something that doesn't have to do with the rules, and then keep that name forever. Kind of like with MST. Because item manipulation is banned in MST as well, but that doesn't need to be in the name.
So while we're still in this cutscene, I guess you've got time for a donation?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So
Go
we
ahead.
received a €5 anonymous donation saying, "Such a great game. Good luck with the run."
Okay, so now Sheik is telling us about all these dungeons that most of them we're gonna skip. Guess I have to save warp out of here as well. I have to because the door of time is still closed. So if I tried to go through there, it would just I wouldn't be able to make it out of that room. Fortunately, if you save and reload your file as adult, you spawn here at the other side of the door. That's convenient. Okay, so let's recap all the stuff that we need to get still. To fire Ladaros, we have to beat Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple. We have to get a bow from Forest Temple. We have to get magic. To get magic, you need Zelda's Lullaby, which we already do have.
Don't you need your horse as well to get into
Nope.
the desert?
We have bombs to replace the horse and most other items as well. Speaking of which, I'll have to get bombs because the amount of bomb shoes that I have now is just not enough, and bomb shoes are too scarce to rely on them. Whereas you can get bomb drops all over the game.
So, got time for another quick donation.
Sure.
We received a €3 anonymous donation saying, "Another great day of BSG. Love watching my childhood donation get destroyed. Money goes to View the Germany, View the Viewer."
Yeah, you can get hit by that pole while pulling the gravestone to skip watching the entire animation. Okay, this is Dampe. He's a jerk because he throws flames randomly, like you saw right there. Ideally, the time you want here is 46, but that's already impossible now. Oops, bonk. Might be a 51 or something. Okay, so the item we get now is Hookshot. And Hookshot is very important. It's one of the few items that's actually used quite a lot all over the game. So most long categories get Hookshot very early on. Which is another reason why No I'm Wrong Warp is so good for beginners, because it teaches you to get how to get all these items that most long categories need. That's really nice groundwork. Okay, so now I'm gonna side hop, let the door close behind me and side hop back. That voids Link out and spawns him at the entrance here. Otherwise, I would have had to go to the windmill, end up in Kakariko. It would take forever. Okay, so this is Hookshot's gonna be useful right away. I'm gonna bonk into this wall, and now pull out Hookshot at the end of my bonk. Now Link gets into this weird state. The third time I want to press Hookshot. So that was frame perfect. Link jumps all the way into the air. I get ISG so I don't fall off here as easily. There's one property of ISG is that you don't fall off ledges. You can't really jump off ledges anymore. That's useful here. And now I can actually side hop over the load trigger here. So the door that guards the Shadow Temple never loads. So we can just side hop in there. If the door did load, I would still be able to... I would still be able to get... to clip past it easily. But it would be a little slower, so this is convenient. Anyway, the way dungeons are in this game is typically... you go to the item that you need from the dungeon as fast as possible, and then you glitch your way into the boss room. You glitch your way to the boss room as fast as possible. And Shadow is a pretty literal example of that. So the item in this room is hover boots, which are going to be very useful. Cool. So I one-cycled that guy. One thing you have to understand, okay, you're not going to understand most of the stuff that's going to go on right now, but what you have to understand is that only one room is loaded in Shadow Temple right now, but all the collision and all the loading zones, including the loading zones to the boss room, they still exist and they still work. So if you clip out of bounds and make it to that loading zone, we can get to the boss room. I'm in a safety safe, by the way. Okay, Mega Flip, equip Hover Boots. This is why Hover Boots are so powerful. You can combine them with Bomb Tricks and slide a long way. Okay, so you'll just have to take my word for it, but now I'm standing up against the boss door. I'll just have to skip it. Oof, that was bad. Cool. Okay, so I just ledge clipped out of bounds, then got hit by the Chew explosion, which launched Link into the loading zone from under the door, and now I'm in the boss room without doing anything in the dungeon, really. So now we have the Bongo boss fight, which is a great opportunity to show off how overpowered ISG really is. Okay, so yeah, this is Bongo. You're supposed to stun his hands with whatever item you have. And even though this is one of the last bosses in the game, Hookshot and Sword are enough to beat him. Okay, so my sword is sheathed, but ISG is still very much active, and he's already dead. One reason ISG is so powerful is that it comes out of a crouch stab, and crouch stabs don't have damage assigned to them at all. The damage value for crouch stabs is the damage for your last attack. So if you jump slash, all your crouch stabs will then do jump slash damage. So when I entered this room, I started with a jump slash, then got ISG, and then I pretty much dealt jump slash damage every single frame to that guy. So yeah, that's very useful.
That's impressive. I am speechless.
Cool.
But I noticed that you're going into a cutscene, so you got time for a
yeah,
donation,
there's
I
time
guess.
for donations, yeah.
Yeah, we received a €9.99 from Kulzok saying, "Ahoy, Jelster! If you finish at 109, we'll give you your tie." But
Shout out to Kulzok.
yeah, he's probably not hoping for it because he mentions that as well.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes off world record. I wouldn't count on it.
But world record is gonna happen, right?
For sure. By the way, that glitch that I did to clip out of bounds to get into the boss door, I know you couldn't really see it because you couldn't really see anything but green, but I'll do it again later on in the run, so you won't have to be sad. You'll see it again. Okay, so let's recap what we have so far. We've beaten Shadow Temple, so we only need to beat Spirit Temple. We still need bow, we still need magic, we still need to do all that stuff, and we need bombs. Our bomb shoot count is getting kind of low now, so we're gonna go to the Dodongo's Cavern and get bombs. Whoops. Oh, and by the way, we also have hover boots and hookshot. And as I already kind of saw, hover boots are really useful in combination with bomb tricks, because with bomb tricks you can get a lot of momentum, and with hover boots you can take that momentum to slide across large gaps. So there's a lot of large gaps that are easily destroyed by hover boots. And also, the first couple of dungeons you're not supposed to have hover boots. So, you're gonna see Forest later on. Forest is absolutely destroyed by hover boots. Just hover boots alone. Okay, so now we got Dodongo's Cavern. This is supposed to be a child dungeon, but we're gonna beat it as adult because it's more convenient. So first off, you're supposed to enter the door on the right here and then loop all the way back around to this switch. But Adult Link is so tall that he can just climb on top of there and activate the switch right away. So already we've skipped part of the dungeon. By the way, as Child Link, you're supposed to enter this dungeon using Strength Upgrade. You're supposed to get a Strength Upgrade so you can pick up these bomb flowers that you see all over the place. And then you're supposed to use the bomb flowers for the first half of the dungeon to blow stuff up. We don't have Strength Upgrade yet, and even though we're adults, we're still weak. Link cannot pick up these bomb flowers right now, so I have to use Shoes to get past here. Fortunately, that second shoe was the last one that I'll need to use in this dungeon. So I only wasted one shoe, which is very nice. Okay, that guy hit me, no big deal. Okay, this bridge can be kind of scary because I fall down here. I have a lot to backtrack through. Okay, nice. And then you're supposed to loop around here as well. But Adult Link is so big, he can just jump across all these platforms and make it to the bomb chest. So yeah, now we have bombs. These are going to be the most prominent item on RC left button now instead of shoes. So now that we have that, we're gonna go get Minuet of Forest, the warp song that goes to Forest Temple. The reason we're gonna get it, okay, first off we're gonna get magic and then we're gonna get that. But the reason we need to get that is that the cutscene to learn it is right in front of Forest Temple. So if you go to Forest Temple without Wrong Warp, you have to learn Minuet. You have to learn Minuet at some point, so we might as well do it now. By the way, this is a hyper-extended super slide, or HES. You preserve your momentum with the SS position, like I explained earlier, and you get momentum by shielding multiple damage sources. Okay, nice. Oof, I got hit by that guy. Luckily, I didn't fall down too far. Guess now we're up here, I can go get magic. With a quarter heart left. But the fairy fountain is going to heal us, so it's no big deal. We have a little cutscene coming up right now as well, so this would be a good time for donations. Oh, the donation reader does not seem to be here. Okay. We'll just have to watch the beautiful polygonal woman over here instead. Okay, so yeah, now we have magic, literally only to fire light arrows. And the only reason we need to CL is that, no other reason. So yeah, now that we have that, we're gonna get Minuet. If you were here when I skipped the Zelda's Lullaby cutscene, I did that by dying and entering the cutscene on the same frame. Had to read that sign to make sure I'm going to Goron City. But yeah, I did that by dying and entering the cutscene on the same frame. I'm going to do that again. So that's why I'm taking damage on purpose here. Okay, and this puts me at half a heart. Okay, so up here we got Mido. You're supposed to play Seria's song to get him to move, but we don't have that, so we're just going to backflip over him. The way I got that angle is actually rather fast. I like rolled on the perfect frame when entering this area. Okay, so now we have this stealth section. And to get through it, I'm going to store a ground jump. And then just jump up there. Whoever said Link couldn't jump without a ledge in this game. All those IGN reviewers back in '98 were wrong. Okay, so this is the setup for skipping this cutscene, which is amazing to me. You just hug this guy, then start backwalking and pulling the bomb on the same frame, and then it's just perfectly aligned in the way that you die and enter the cutscene on the same frame. Just you have to wonder how much of that is by chance, you know. It's just so perfect sometimes with this game. So yeah, now the only thing we have to do is beat Spirit and get Bow. Spirit is the hardest part of the run for sure. But it's also quite far away, so we're going to have to do a lot of Hesses to get there fast. Whoops, early. That's better. Okay, so Hessing, it's exactly twice as fast as backwalking. So you can imagine that this saves a lot of time over such a long distance. Okay, so now we got this bridge. You're supposed to only be able to get over here using either long shot from Water Temple, like the double-length hook shot, or by getting a Pona, neither of which we have, and neither of which we need. Because bombs and hover boots are more powerful than any of those things. Nice. So yeah, that's how we get over that bridge.
Okay, never mind my previous statement about needing doors. You just showed me how to do this.
Yep. Okay, so now we have this section where you're not like got to go through that forest, or I mean through that Gerudo fortress. But we're not gonna do that either. We're gonna use a new glitch that was found in June of 2018. Low height ground clip. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna set up a hover. I'm gonna set up such a low hover that Link gets sucked to the ground. And as on the same frame that he gets sucked to the ground, I'm gonna get damaged by another bomb. And that clips him through. I had to break that sign as is tradition. Okay, whoops, I could have taken that further. Okay, so this is the part of the wasteland where you're supposed to have the lens of truth and follow the ghosts to get through the correct path. But you can also just memorize your way through by using some cues. By the way, that low height ground clip that I used right there to skip the gate, that's going to be used again in this run at another point very soon. But first off, we got this place, the Desert Colossus. You see those hands over there? On that hand from the statue, there's a chest with the dungeon item that we need, Mirror Shield. We need Mirror Shield to beat the boss. And what I'm going to try to do is hover all the way up there, and then get the item before I even enter the dungeon. This is the hardest glitch in the run for sure, so I kind of want to focus right here. By the way, I'm going to do these hovers with hover boots on, merely because... Whoops, I canceled ISG. Don't want to kill this guy. I'm going to do it with hover boots on, merely because Link doesn't backflip as far. Oh, this guy's coming. Is this high enough? No, I'm gonna do one more. Not over yet. Okay, now seam walk up here. Hook shot over there. Okay, now I'm gonna enter this area so that if I fall down, I can just die and spawn back up here. I'm happy that I got that. Okay, see, that's why I re-entered. I just messed that up. So now I'm gonna have to farm some bombs over at this rock circle. I hope I get it, otherwise I'm gonna waste even more time. Nice, okay. Let me just die quicker and use Ocarina buffering. So Link's invincibility period ends while he's holding the Ocarina. And then when you stop playing Ocarina, that's when the explosion actually continues. So off one bomb explosion, you can take a lot of damage. Because this is a super slide. And we're at the mirror shield chest. So we got the main item in this dungeon before even entering the dungeon. Okay, so now we're gonna do a bit of this dungeon in reverse. Okay, first we have to skip this guy, or fight this guy rather. Again, crouch stabs are very powerful. So they can have jump slash damage. To kind of make you understand how much we're really skipping, this dungeon has a child part where you collect silver gauntlets. Then there's a whole adult part where you walk up to Mirror Shield. And then you get the part that we're going to do right now. Ooh, nice. Those guys have a 50% chance of dropping bombs. And they dropped 3, it seems like. So that's cool. This small key that I got right here, I'm going to use it in the wrong place. First of all, though, I have to kill every enemy in this room. So you just activate the fire and then stand in specific spots to make the Anubis go to the fire. Okay, so in here, this spot always has a bomb drop in it. So that's convenience. Okay, now we have the boss key skip coming up. We're going to climb this statue. Come on, turn. Cool. So now this is the boss door. I'll just have to do low height ground clip to get through there. So I'm going to place down this bomb and then pull my sword, which cancels the hover. And then as soon as Link touches the ground, he gets damaged by the bomb explosion, and that just pushes him through the door, just like you saw with gate skip. And now we're in the mini-boss room before the actual boss battle. These battles are actually rather scary, because if I die here, I spawn at the entrance of Spirit Temple, and I can't exactly hover back up. So I'll have to beat all of Spirit Temple, and I'll lose like 2 to 3 minutes or something. It's gonna be bad. So I better not die here. Okay, so this is in the Boru Knuckle. The story is that they kidnapped and brainwashed Naburu. Now she's your enemy or something. Okay, so I got her health down to be almost dead. I'm gonna wait over here. Okay, so you can hookshot Naburu Knuckle, and I used that to hookshot clip out of bounds there, while having the bomb kill her afterwards. So I'm going to void out right now, and that's going to skip the cutscene. That saves 15 seconds. And now we have to do Twin Rova. There's a little cutscene right now, so if there's any donations, now would be a good time. No? Okay. Okay, so this fight, they just kind of circle around you and decide on their own when they want to fire. It's kind of an RNG fest if you want to go fast. Okay, so that one's going to fire. Nice. So any of these hits, any of these beams will kill me in one hit, so I'll have to be kind of careful. Okay, please go to the left right now. I hope she's gonna come here. Oh no, okay, that sucks. Cool, okay, so I can keep him stuck here by hookshotting him. That's the most useful way to make this boss consistent. But to do that, they do have to be in a good position in the first place, and that's not always the case. This is a very good position, though. Nice, and she instantly shot again. Nice. That was only 3 hits, right?
I think it was 4.
It was 4? Okay. I think I missed one. Like.
Yeah, you missed 1, and you got 1, then missed 1, and then hit 3.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Like, this fight's weird. Sometimes, there's a few, like, special edge cases with this fight. I don't fully understand it yet. Okay, so Twinrova's dead. Fortunately, we did not die. I don't want to jinx myself right now, but it's I'm probably gonna make the estimate like this. Most of the like really big time losses, if you feel stuff, is behind me now, so that's comforting. Yeah, very meaningful discussion between these two witches. Okay, so at this point in the run, you've had all the hard stuff, right? Because Spirit Hover's hard and all that. And you've also had most of the RNG stuff, because you can lose a lot of times to RNG in this Twinrova fight. So if you're on good pace, this cutscene is kind of synonymous with nerves starting to kick in.
And what would you consider a good pace? Like,
Um,
what would be the time to enter this?
I wouldn't know. I know 29 Shadow Temple is good pace, 38 Minuet Skip is good pace, 41 Enter Wasteland is good pace, but I don't know. I don't know
that.
I just don't know. I don't get that far usually on good pace. Okay, so now that we've beaten Spirit and Shadow Temple, we get this additional little cutscene where Rauru stares straight into our soul and tells us that we need to go to Temple of Time to get the Light Arrows. But we're gonna ignore him because we still have one item left to get, namely the bow.
So while you enter this beautiful temple, which I sort of hate, I want to mention that we got a €3 donation.
Ooh.
An anonymous €3 donation even, saying, I love Zelda Ocarina of Time. Nice job on the run so far, and good luck.
Thanks. Okay, so unfortunately those Wolfos spawned while I was trying to hookshot up here. That's pure RNG. Kind of annoying, but whatever. Like, sometimes they just take forever to spawn, and you're already halfway up the vines. Okay, so yeah, I side-hopped into this cutscene as it started, because then, if Link is still like mid-side-hop as the cutscene starts, his side-hop will finish, and he'll like go a little bit further than he would have if he just rolled into the cutscene. Because if I just rolled into the cutscene, my momentum would be halted right away. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is fight some Stalfos. Stalfos are probably the hardest enemies in the game to optimize, which is nice because there's a lot of them in No Wrong Warp. So I get a lot of practice with them. Okay, that was perfect. Oof. Okay, nice. So yeah, they have like a short window where they're vulnerable and only in a certain spot in their body. So you have to get a good feel for that timing. And also, if we didn't beat those Stalfos right there, I would not be able to get the bow, period. So that's required. Okay, now we got a Song of Time block, which we're supposed to get rid of using Song of Time. We can also just ledge clip, which is what I also use to skip the Shadow boss key. Okay, this is another reason hover boots are powerful. So I got hit by that explosion, and then on the same frame that Link got launched off, when he had a lot of momentum, I equipped hover boots so that all the momentum would be retained in midair. So that skips using a key. You're supposed to have 3 keys going in here. You're also supposed to not have hover boots. You're also supposed to not ground jump up and actually do this block puzzle. But yeah, we don't really care about the rules. Okay, so again, just hover boots absolutely breaking Forest Temple. I was able to ground jump on top of those blocks through the ceiling because there was a slightly diagonal part in the ceiling, and those don't have great collision from below, so you can just flip through them from below. By the way, I'm rolling next to a bunch of Navi text triggers right now. You can skip those by just rolling next to them. Okay, now we're in the bow room. If I fall down here or die, that's bad. Because we'll have to backtrack all the way through the dungeon again. In fact, I might actually just pick up some more health. Uh-oh. More health, please. Whoops. Well, that's gonna take a bit of time. I hope I can make estimate.
Well, I hope you can as well. But how much time would this lose, actually? Like a few minutes?
Yeah, something like that. We don't have to get the keys anymore, but I still have to backtrack through all... Oh, whoops. I still have to backtrack through all Forest Temple. So we have to do the Song of Time block skip again, do the damage boost again. The Song of Time block is the other way. Luckily, I had plenty of bombs, so bomb count is not an issue at all. Whoops. That's bad.
I think you just killed a few flying skulls. With
I
that
did.
bomb.
They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ah, come on, get up there. Uh-oh. Nice, I actually almost didn't make that. Oops. Okay, so for the end game, you need an absolute minimum of 5 bombs, and we now have 7. So, could be better, but I can work with it. Okay, round 2. Okay, I can actually start crouch stabbing this guy as he spawns, and it's gonna give me a little free hit. Cool. So this is the bow chest. And I can never see like at which spot you're supposed to open it. Okay, nice. I very often walk to the wrong side of the chest to try to open it and then have to walk around again. Because this room is perfectly symmetrical, you don't even have a point of reference. So now I want to get back to the Temple of Time by saving and resetting my console in the overworld. Because if you save and reset your console in a dungeon, you spawn at the entrance of the dungeon. So instead I'm going to do it over here. Okay, so now we have everything for Light Arrows. We just have to watch the Light Arrow cutscene, which is the longest cutscene in the game. And then we can actually go beat it.
So while we watch these lovely cutscenes, I guess you've got time for donations?
I sure do.
So first up, we got a €9.99 donation from Killzor, saying, "Don't worry about dying. I just like to watch you guys. You're tearing Ganon apart, Jelster." And the second one is also a €9.99 donation from Valerie, saying, "Oh, hi, Epic Gamer. Sending some love from your co-Orin bar. Keep up the awesome
This is all
plays
inside jokes.
and yeeting scoods." Yeah, I figured as much.
They like the number 9, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
I had my ideas. Like, it's the third one that says $9.99 instead of 10. So I figured there would be something up with
Very nice
inside
donations,
jokes.
I'll have to say. Oh, by the way, I didn't even talk about this yet, but since this category is so active and popular with OOT speedrunners, there's actually a yearly tournament for this now. I think it's the 3rd year in a row that they do it, so it's kind of tradition now. But yeah, this is the first year I entered, because it's also the first year I'm actually playing this category. And in the very first round, I had a race a race that I lost by 1 second. I played against a player who was like worse than me at this category, but I lost somewhere around 3 minutes in Shadow Temple because I couldn't get boat skip. And then the entire run, I spent just slowly gaining time and slowly catching up until eventually in the Ganondorf fight, my opponent lost 1 minute and we were like tied. Like it was actually synced, the two streams. And then I missed a hit in the Ganon fight at the very end and lost the race by 1 second. That was an emotional roller coaster for sure. But yeah, I feel like watching this category, those tournament matches are commentated, so it's fun. You can check that out. By the way, many people would argue, so this is no I am wrong warp, no item manipulation, no wrong warp. Many people think that the very complex glitches like item manipulation and wrong warp are the most beautiful part of OOT. Like all the stuff that goes on under the hood is really interesting and stuff. If you're interested in how that works, please look up my no wrong warp commentary. I got a decent no wrong warp run, and I made a very high effort commentary explaining everything in it. So, if you're interested in the route where you basically glitch every item into your inventory that we just got legit in this run, go watch that.
But don't you need like the what is it, 6 medallions to form that rainbow bridge towards Ganon's castle?
No, you actually only need Shadow and Spirit medallion and the Light Arrows.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, it's there's not that many checks in place in this game. And even if the bridge didn't spawn, we would still be able to hover over there. So it wouldn't be much of a problem. It would just take a bit of time.
Sure, why not hover there as well? You know, just destroy my childhood.
Actually, no wrong warp gets Light Arrows by manipulating them into the inventory instead of doing this. So no wrong warp doesn't get Shadow and Spirit medallion. So we actually have to hover all the way across in no wrong warp. And we don't get hover boots either, so the hovers are very precise. Definitely a big component, a big factor in making that route really hard. Okay, so Ganondorf laughs at us, and the cutscene's over. Oh yeah, now they're talking about the 6 medallions that we need, even though we only need 2. Pretty funny.
So are you gonna defeat like the 6 special doorway thingies, or?
I'm not gonna.
I figured as much, because
yeah.
you know you've been breaking this game all along. So you know, why do something the intended way?
So the loading zone that leads to the end of the tower, you saw right there, it was blocked off by the barrier. Oof, that's bad. I'm gonna try this again, and if I don't get it, I'll reload my safety save. Okay, cool. So I just skipped all the trials because that plane right there actually has a loading zone on it for some reason. I do not understand it at all. But it has a loading zone on it, and you can do a hover to stand on it, and you can just skip the barrier that way.
I guess that's okay.
If the loading zone did not exist, there would still be ways to get past there. But yeah, very cool. By the way, I have to play bomb perfectly now. If I waste one bomb, I'm gonna have a bad time. Actually, I can still beat Ganon without bombs, but it's gonna be slow. Come on, okay. Whoops.
Perhaps they never told you, but fire is bad. Do not stand in fire.
Not always the case. Sometimes you wanna... Actually, I'm not gonna go into that. Okay, so this is the last mini-boss battle, Knuckles, who will kill me in one hit, so I better be careful. And with careful, I mean I'm just gonna YOLO my way through it. Oh, this is funny. If you aim light arrows, the camera goes bananas. Pretty funny little swag thing. Okay, I have to resist the urge to do a Hess here because I don't have enough bombs for that. But I normally would. Hessing up these stairs only saves 4 seconds anyway, so not too bad. Okay, so now we got the Ganondorf battle. This fight, don't underestimate this fight. Because when you look at the inputs you have to do, it looks really easy. But if you slip up, you can easily lose a minute. I've lost a low 116 pace run to Ganondorf, which was very sad. He's very good at playing piano, by the way.
Piano? I think it's more like
organ,
thing.
whatever.
It's whatever. It makes him a cool dude.
Orhol. I didn't know the English word for it, so I just said piano.
Works.
Okay, so in this fight, you're supposed to like play tennis with the light ball that Ganondorf sent you. If I stand on this outer ring, that's what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to stand on this outer ring and play tennis with him, but there. So if you jump to the middle, you can just return the light ball without him being able to react fast enough. And then you skip the entire playing tennis sequence. And then you can kill him with ISG. And I held the bow up in his face because if I didn't, Link would start doing his idle animation. And in Link's idle animation, he like kind of stands around, like waving his sword around. And that's... he does that in a way that Ganondorf would not always be hit. And that would be bad. So I just pull bow. Okay, so now this is the tower collapse sequence. Ganondorf is trying to avenge us by letting this entire tower collapse that we just climbed up. The game gives us 3 minutes to do that. We're gonna skip all of it, hopefully. And the way I'm gonna do that, it's kind of a complex glitch to explain. Well, it's not really complex, but it's kind of hard to grasp. What you gotta understand for it is that there's two separate areas. There's the tower collapse interior, the inside, and all the rooms on the inside are on the same map. And there's the tower collapse exterior, which is where we are now. If I jump off of here, as soon as Link reaches a certain height, he will void out, and the game will place him at the coordinates that he is at right now, at the top of the tower. Instead, what I'm going to do is hope that this rock does not hit me. Okay, it doesn't. I'm going to get hit into this loading zone and void on the same frame. So now, okay, see that room down there? That was the room that that loading zone went to. But instead of using the normal coordinates, it used the coordinates from the void. So I spawn way up, and I can just jump slash my way past everything. And like I said, all the loading zones and collisions still exist of the whole area. So I was just able to walk into that loading zone. Okay, some of you might have wondered how I didn't die on that rock. It's because I was at the end of a roll, and at the end of a roll you have roll invincibility. Okay, so now we can watch the tower crumble behind us as we prepare for the final battle. Fun facts about this cutscene. The particles that spawn during it are randomized, and depending on which particles you get, the cutscene can lag more or less. The fastest cutscene we've gotten on recording is a 109. But apparently 107 is possible. But it can also be like 111, 112-ish. So it's kind of a huge possible range. And no speedrunner is really bothered by it except for any percent players, because any percent is 17 minutes long, and that's so short that every second matters. Okay, so I'm gonna try to set up a super slide into this battle. The reason will be clear shortly. Okay, so I placed down the first bomb, then jump flashed to store jump slash damage for my crouch stabs. So all my crouch stabs will now do jump slash damage. And I super slided into that cutscene. You might be wondering why, because that distance was so short that the super slide was definitely not faster. Well, Ganondorf is now going to transform into Ganon. And Link is now supposed to act all startled and like grab his sword. But he's not gonna, because he's stuck in this state as I'm still holding R. Now Ganon tries to knock away our sword, and it's going to fly through the air, but we didn't lose it. I still have my sword, as the camera points to nothing. So now I still have my sword, and this phase is supposed to take 10 hits. All Link's items are changed so that they do 1 damage, almost all of them. Except the massive sword, because you're not supposed to have it anyway. So that was supposed to be 10 hits right there, but it was 3. This massive sword's powerful.
Hey, look, you picked up your Master Sword again.
Okay, so about 23 seconds from now will be time. Y'all ready to hit that split button? And time.
So I think you're curious about your time.
I sure am.
It's a 1:21:11. You went overestimate by 11 seconds.
Ooh.
But, you know, it was a lot of fun
I'm happy.
to watch.
With the Death in Forest Temple, like, I'll take it. That's decent enough. Nice.
Yeah, it was a really nice run to watch. I really enjoyed it. And
good to hear.
Yeah.
Hope everyone viewing at home right now enjoyed it as well. Yeah, happy I got to show off this run. Normally in marathons, you don't get to see this category because it's not as insane as some of the other categories. But it's just kind of what I've been playing for the past 10 months, so you got to see it.
Well, I really enjoyed watching this one. It might not have been as broken as any %, but, you know, it's still...
Yeah, it's still, compared to most speed games, there's still a lot of stuff going on.
So I'm gonna guess. Next up is 100% from you? Oh,
nope,
no, not?
Not gonna. No, that's too long. I barely have enough stamina to finish like a 4-hour stream, let alone do attempts of a 4-hour something category.
Well, maybe you should teach Krul. Krul has a lot of stamina.
I know. I've seen him do like, what, 16-hour streams? Something like that. Like it's nothing. But after this, I'll probably do all dungeons here eventually. But first, I'll have to learn the route and get good at it. And it's going to take forever. Yeah. Oh, this is the bottle of water that I put here at the beginning of the run, which I never took a sip from. No. It's over. It's done. I'm just kind of mashing because I'm used to it.
So, if I'm correct, we're done with the run.
Yep.
And let's set up the final bit of this marathon, of this monthly. Because our organizers are, well, one of our organizers is really ready to do some afterthoughts. Look, he walks in. So I'll give it up to those guys. But I think before, you know, they are ready, we need some setup. I'm not sure if there are going to be ads, but if they are, I get the confirmation there will be ads. So we'll be back in a few minutes with some afterthoughts and announcements.